Hello everyone and Happy New Year. So I'm not financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy or sell. I'm just showing you how I trade. It might help you. So we're gonna look at few crypto like Xrpusd, my favorite. So pretty much this was the buy, this is the sell, and this was like almost 15% profit from December 30th until January 3rd. So what is the next for this pair? It is that we can see that we have a sell error. So this is the maximum where it can go. So if we look at the daily of this um, instrument, we can see that it is in some kind of a I would say this bottom line is actually projecting, this trend line is projecting where does it end. So the upper part, it can go all the way to 2844, and it can of course continue to 3.6 or 4. So now if I look at the weekly chart, so in the weekly chart, and I'm going to remove this one here, we can see that it is still a buy. So even though it is dropping, maximum drop was until 1822. So it could continue, but this is very long term. So the buy was on August 5th and the sell was on December 2nd. So basically it's like it spans from August until December. So this buy here was from June until March. So June 2023 until March. So it is extremely long time frame. But in order for me, the way I trade, I'm looking at 4-hour, 5-hour, and the daily. So I usually use 4 and 5 hours to trade. So because from December 30th until January 4th, so you can say basically it's mostly like 5 to 7 days. So you can say week or week and a half. And the way I make money is I buy and then I sell. So now these signs here, like this one, in case this breaks this top level, this sign will disappear. So it's a risk, of course. So I always wait until it really starts going down and then I sell. Because when it starts, for example, below this line here, so if I go to 1-hour chart, then we can see how it is pointing, and I'm going to remove this. So it is pointing at this level here to 3912. Once that breaks, I will definitely sell and look at the higher time frames. So I'm using 1 hour and 4 hour. So this line here, breakage point, would be at this level. So right now I could sell, and then put some stop loss a little bit above. But I'd like to see the confirmation so I don't have to watch it all the time. Okay, so now if I look at XRP, so this is 4-hour chart and we can see how these points are like super accurate. So here is from here, if you draw a line, and then this line. So which indicates that this XRP is now going to drop until $2. And then once it breaks this middle point, sometime in the future, 2.165, then we know it can go up. However, if I look at the daily chart, and on the daily, it also shows me the same thing. So on the daily, we do see that has this type of two trend lines, right? if I look at the weekly chart, then the weekly chart will definitely show me that it's a sell. And you can see how this MACD and this other instrument, and this would be reverse RSI. It did cross here, and it did cross into the bearish. So MACD didn't cross yet. So now if I use my script, which is my personal script, then we can see that the buy was July 1st, 2024, and the buy was at 0.389, and the sell signal showed up at December 16th, and it was at 2.42. So it's like a 600% profit if you're gonna wait for like 6 months. So right now it's a sell. So right now I know it's gonna drop. So where it can drop? So of course the first drop would be at this level, but then if I go to daily, we can see where it tells me that it will drop. So I'm gonna remove this line here, and this is the very important resistance and support 1.95, 1.97. Where if that breaks, then we can trace it back until we like a 4-hour or 5-hour, and then we can see that this would be the level where I would usually get off 2.1. So in the daily chart or 10-hour chart, we can see that the drop cannot be below 1.98, otherwise it will further drop to 1.63. So next one is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin this is 4-hour chart. So based on the bottom trend line, you just copy it and project it on the top. So Bitcoin right now, it came to the, what was it, 98.8, and now it's moving down. So the projection is about 90,000. So if we look at the daily of the Bitcoin, something interesting, so I'm going to remove these 4 drawings. And here on the daily, you can see that this looks, I'm gonna mark it like this. This can look really like something that you can call like a head and shoulders. So the thing is with this is if we look at this, then we can say, okay, from here to here, so it can drop down that much, which is at this point, this level here, 75, which I do have a buy order on 75,000. However, if it closes above, again, above 100,000, then we can project this to go the opposite way. And the opposite way would be obviously 125,000. So it all depends on where it's going to break, because it does seem like this is some kind of a head and shoulder, and let's say maximum here, so it's like 101. If that breaks, then definitely going to 125. If breaks below 91.7, then definitely it is dropping to 75, even 67. Okay, next one is let me see, Fetusd. I kind of like this one. It is fetch.ai. So this was a double buy up to this level here. So what happens now, you can see how it's going sideways. So if I go to my daily chart and try to see the pattern, I'm seeing the same thing, head and shoulders. So basically the same thing, right? It can even drop to 0.049 or it can go up to 3.5. And this is, of course, a longer term. XLM. So for our chart is, we did have a huge divergence, and right now it's a sell. So it can bounce off of 405, 0.405, but most likely 0.36. And if we go to a daily to look at the other points, so we had a buy signal on the daily at 0.3775. Now it came to this resistance, but this is a buy signal. So this buy signal did not change, even it went almost, it retested the low. So as soon as it crosses this trend line of 0.49, then we can expect this to make a new high, 0.68 or something. Otherwise, if it really drops below this 0.312, we can expect it to drop to 50% of the high, which is probably somewhere or 61.8 to 75. So next one is injective US dollar. So this one is $23 right now. 4 hour is a sell, and then 5 hour is not a sell yet. So 6 hour is not a sell yet, but it was here a sell, but I didn't get a buy. Okay, so now if we go to a daily, we can see that it's a buy on the daily. And you see how it did almost retest the low of this buy candle. So the original buy is here. So I am really tempted to buy this one right now because from $23, it can go to $29, right? So you can basically make a 10 or 20% in like a week or so. So if we look at the weekly of this one, the weekly is a sell, but right now it's pulling back, so it can, where can it go? So it can go a little bit up if it breaks 25, and then it will go all the way to 29. And that's and right. So another thing about XRP, if I look at the weekly chart again, so here, and remove this drawing, which is in, and then I can also put my multiple EMAs here, and we can see that on a weekly chart, this first EMA is 11, then I have 21, 50, 100, and 200. It didn't even bother to touch this one, and the first one that can bounce off is obviously 1.8. So even though the second one is 21, which is 1.5. So for some reason I calculated it's either 1.8 or 1.74. So I do have a buy order on 1.74. So if I look at here on a 5-day chart, you see how it bounced off of this EMA, which is amazing. So we'll see, it can either go to 1.6, it already touched 1.9, but we will see if it will be able to break 2.8. Otherwise, if it's not able to break 2.6, then it will pull down. And that's about it. Hopefully you have fun trading.